All right, everybody, welcome to our podcast, Family First Life USA. This is Trey Honeycutt. I get to be your guest host for an entire week, so I'm excited about this.
Wow.
And today, which is really cool, we have a very special guest. Jesse, how did I say your last name?
Hantla.
Hantla, that's what I thought it was. Jesse Hantla.
The claps.
So we were at the conference in Phoenix. I got a chance to meet you, and I was really impressed by you. What I didn't realize is you haven't been in the business very long at all. And you talking earlier, you were telling me that 65 days ago you were in a really dark place. So
Yeah.
so tell us about that, and then let's go from there and get into your story.
Oh man, about 65 days ago, I was still donating plasma, collecting unemployment.
Donating plasma, TVs?
No. Like hook you up to a machine, draw blood out like a vampire type deal, and then
Good
for
Lord.
30, 50, 60 bucks a session. And that little bit of money was helping keeping, I guess, bills kind of paid.
Wow.
It was going down in the hole. But I mean, that had been something that was going on for a couple months at that point. But pretty much since about May of last year, stopped doing anything with insurance, just kind of lost hope, lost my vision, lost my goals, kind of got disconnected, started playing lots of Call of Duty, in just a very lazy state and complacent, comfortable place where I was. And I don't really know how to put an emotion to it, but it was just very dark and kind of hopeless, I guess you could say. And eventually it was just like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to go back to working on cars? Am I going to go back to, maybe something in the automotive industry? Because I was with BMW and Tesla for about 12, 15 years between the two companies. And, that was something I was always good at, but I always felt that I had a bigger purpose. And, when I found insurance multiple years ago, that's what kind of evolved a whole picture here. But to cap into 65 days ago, just lost, hopeless. And then a good friend of mine, Yvette Perez, she reached out to me and I kept sending her voicemail. I was like, uh-oh, she's calling for something. And then she sent me a text like, hey, are you alive? I haven't heard from you. Are you good? And just having that friend that could actually keep you accountable or look out for you was really, really huge, to where she said, Jesse, you've got a bigger purpose than doing what you're doing. We need to get you out of this rut. I just jumped on with Family First Life. This is what's going on, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do insurance. Leave me alone, Yvette. Like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was about 2 months ago, really to the day.
Wow, that's pretty wild. So when you say you were comfortable, I mean, sometimes people say they're comfortable. That means they got money in the bank and they're doing okay. But you were comfortable in your brokenness and
Yep.
just
Yeah.
You told me you were playing video games 12 to 15 hours a day.
Yep. I'd wake up, I'd have breakfast, or I guess you could say by this time it'd probably be lunchtime because I'd sleep until 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Play video games all day, have dinner, hang out with my mom for a little bit because my mom lives with me, and my two cats, Dash and
Nice.
Buzz.
Good for you.
And then, I'd play video games till the sunrise, just super comfortable in my complacency of playing video games and, hanging out with people from all over the world,
Right.
Which is cool. I did meet some cool people, but, I just came to realize that, a lot of my close friends that I did meet through there, they're great people, hardworking guys and stuff, but, their goals with playing video games is cool, but my goals is changed a lot, recently for reconnecting to my why.
So man, you did a complete 180. That was 65 days ago. How much? So 3 weeks into February, what are you at so far? Issue paid.
I just got a phone call from Josh Crenshaw, and he said, Jesse, you're at $23,000 for the month right now.
Wow.
So we're
$23,000.
$23,000. So the cool thing is being able to get caught back up with, some of the bills that I had loans from my friends and family and stuff like that, to where I can finally get caught back up and, getting onto a positive track with life.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mom about this actually today. I was like, Mom, what's crazy is now that I'm making money, it feels good that I can actually get to pay my bills.
Yeah.
It's not, I have to pay my bills. I have a chance to do it, and it feels a relief. And even so, it's like, I look at what I was tithing over the last 2 years to my church, and I've been able to do that in the last 2 months.
Good for you.
So, the ability to do more with what we have access to here is what's super cool. So, yeah.
Dude, I love that. A lot of times we do these podcasts and it's just about like, what's your phone script and what we got to remember is this is really changing people's lives. And what I
Huge.
so much appreciate about your story is you're so forthcoming with it all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people probably looking at it and they're in a dark place right now and they're like, they don't have hope.
Right.
What am I going to do? How am I going to change? How'd you change so quickly? What was it?
I would have to say it's God. Really, it's God woke me up along with the company, and then hearing Sean's story about his struggles when he first started the company, where the divorce had happened so soon with starting the company and the adversity and getting sued. I'm going, wow, my life is like crumbles compared to the adversity that he was going through. Why can't I do it? And then I'm seeing, some of the guys that I worked with, my past experience coming on board here, killing it. Like, Marco and Jose and Tony and Pai and Santiago, where they've built something so big in such a fast period of time, and going, if they've been able to do it, why can't I?
Yeah, that's the truth.
And then just seeing the ability
Something
where
else.
Jose Patino's story, where he was saying negative $99 in the bank to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in income in such a short period of time, and going, if he could do it, all I got to do is buy leads, go work hard, and make it happen. And so that was one of the biggest things that turned it around for me, where I saw the vision about what this company could do for me, could do for my family, and more so what I can do to give back. Because, while, buying a nice car, getting a new house, all these monetary things that don't really hold value long term, it's how many more lives can I change?
Yeah.
How much bigger of an impact can I have with my local community or someone's legacy in life? Whether it's you're selling a children's term or a whole life policy for, $2.90, but that's still $5,000 to $10,000 in insurance that this child has now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I may make 32 cents off of this or something,
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's mission over commission. And if we can stay with that goal to make that 180, that's what really fueled it for me, is where I could make an impact and I could have a real big turnaround for the legacy of my family, the last name, and being able to have that opportunity with the right system now. So,
well, I've been with Family First Life since 2014, and the thing that's been constant through the years is Sean Mike, Andrew Taylor, Paul McLean. All these guys have been super humble, hungry, approachable, and they haven't forgotten what it was like to not have anything.
Right.
And as long as we can hang on to that and to know that the way you get out of the rut is to stop focusing on you and start focusing on helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the time we talk about high comp and renewals, and all those things are really, really important, because the best thing you can do for the poor is not be one of them. So you should get paid for what you do. That's a fact.
100%.
But in addition to that, what I'm seeing a lot of now is people are really grabbing hold of the concept of, what can I do to help other people? I'm proud of you. You're doing great, Jesse.
Thank you.
It's
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
Dude, you're going to stumble into $30,000. You haven't even figured out what you're doing quite yet in 1 month. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's from day to day. It's still learning, and I'm still trying to figure a lot of this out, because it is different systems from my past experience that I've had. And what kind of blows me away is where I was pushing hard, and I was, the first place I was at, we would recruit and people would have to pay for it. And there's a lot of opportunity to where there's a lot of time and money and invested into it. And during that time frame, over those 2 years, I liquidated my 401k, sold all my stocks, depleted my bank account, had a car repoed, collections up the wazoo, right? Mm-hmm. And then eventually we get into this position where we're going, wow, now what do we do? And I still was passionate about pushing into this because of my vision. Mm-hmm. But now I can actually connect the vision to success or actual true results, where it actually makes an impact, to where I can turn around what I did the last 3 years. And something that my pastor said the other day that really spoke to me is, hey, just because something didn't work out in your past, or, you missed that opportunity with buying that Bitcoin, or, you're doing something like that, don't focus on your past failures. Focus on your action and your activity of today, because your biggest opportunity is a knock away, is a phone call away, or one recruit away. And, guys like yourself, especially Trey, it's you've been through the ups and the downs, and having such a positive and approachable personality to where, like when I met you in Phoenix, man, you're just like an awesome
Well, thanks.
aurora of energy and super approachable. Where as humble as you are and as much success as you are, there is zero ego, and that's one thing I've definitely seen here with FFL is I don't see people with ego.
Yeah.
I mean, people might be very confident, but they're very approachable. And no matter who I've contacted, they're always saying, I can't wait to see what you're going to do here. You know, keep me posted on your success. Where before it's like, why are you reaching out to that guy? He's on a different team. You can't talk to him. And even last night, you know, there's some that we were having a conversation on Instagram, and, you know, I was just like, dude, you're working really hard. I could see, just imagine if you had another 30, 40%.
Right.
And it's not necessarily about what the money's going to do, but it's how many more agents are you going to recruit their last $100, $200 that they have in their bank account to end up now going completely broke for lost hope, even deeper into shame. And now they turn their back on the industry when they got burned, where we could have brought them here for free, zero sign-up fees, top comp, top leadership, friendly leadership, positive environments. It's just mind-blowing to see. And the constant evolution, like every day something new is happening and something new has been added. Like, you know, our store that we just got added. What? That is crazy.
That store is pretty sick.
Yeah.
FFL-store.com. Is that what it is?
Yeah, FFL-store.com.
Yeah.
And, you know, what's cool too, because with all the logos we see here, you know, eventually we're going to have one for my team. And eventually my teams are going to have that too. And just by creating that to where you have your established agency, right? Where other places it was, you had to go recruit, you know, everybody with a pulse, and all that money, where does it go? Right?
Right.
Now here it's, you start for free. What do you have to lose? Worst case scenario is you come out with a life insurance license.
Right. And a life insurance license is a great thing to have.
And let's say you sell one policy a month.
Yeah.
That still supplements $1,000 to $2,000 in income, where keeps the bill collectors away.
Well,
right?
if the comp's right, but you're getting started at, you know, some of these places start people like 25, 30%.
Well, no, that I meant here, not other places.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And being able to have that, I just find is super inspiring. And it almost felt too good to be true, because about 2 years ago, I was actually looking at Family First Life, and I was like, there's no way. Man, there's no way this is happening. They can't be doing that. And, you know, what was being talked in our ear was, you know, you're going to go here, you're going to get good leads for 2 weeks. No, I get good leads all the time. You know, you may have to travel sometimes, but what are you willing to do for it?
Dude, I get on airplanes and in first class, you sit next to people that are making $50,000 a year, working for some corporation away from their family 300 days a year. And it's like, you can't go 5 hours away and go write $10,000 at a weekend and completely. And see, that's the thing that I really respect it, because a lot of people lose hope. And like what you said, they turn their back on the industry, and it takes like years to rehab them out of that. But man, you just changed it right away. Like you renewed your faith. And
and I would say when it all kind of came crashing down is, you know, COVID broke out, company shifted. The last one I was at, the structure changed it a little bit. And, you know, I just didn't see myself growing further with that. And I had to separate myself. And, you know, even making amends with, you know, even my own failures and being accountable of what I'd done wrong. You know, sometimes you just have to forgive yourself. You got to forgive others. And that was some of the biggest healing processes, I would say, in order to have that momentum rolling into it. And, you know, even the beginning of the year, our church started with the Daniel fast. And I started the Daniel fast, and I ended up sticking to it for the last, I think, 50 days, down about 21 pounds. So it's
congratulations.
Thanks. Awesome. So I would say it's a magnitude of things that you're incorporating from a day-to-day schedule, you know, whether it's waking up earlier, having a better schedule day to day, you know, dialing, being able to get a hold of your clients, contacts, and focusing on things that are very important, not just for today, but the future, right? Which is your health, you know, your mindset. Because if you start to plant bad seeds today, it's going to be harder to get good fruit out of it later, right?
Right.
So being connected to individuals like yourself, the office here in Vegas or just the abundance of training that we have from day to day. It's if you've, and even like about 2 weeks ago, you know, I was getting no-showed a couple days in a row. I had some appointments that rescheduled on me, and I was hoping to do something else with it, and it didn't go where my favor. But my timing may not be the best timing, right? And I just
Right.
have to trust God. I have to trust the process and being able to have that ability to go, it's going to work out. It always does.
Yeah.
God's never let us down. And having that to where you stay focused and your foundation's focused on, you know, God, and then being able to be focused with your future here, where if you're putting in the right activity, you can win.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
inevitable.
Yep.
It's not a possibility, it's a probability. So.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to use that one.
All right, cool. You have full permission. You
not
can
a-
even say you made it up.
What was it?
It's not a possibility, it's a probability.
Probability. I like that.
And I think, you know, a lot of struggles that people have when they come from somewhere else is they have this cloak of guilt. Like they get labeled, you're a quitter. And that, look, if you're lost
Yeah.
going 60 miles per hour in the wrong direction
Yep.
and you're lost, how soon should you turn around?
Yeah.
Right away.
Yep.
Should you wait, 4 hours into being lost, or should you turn around at the first
Yeah.
stop sign?
And it's funny too, because multiple people I've talked to from past experiences said, you're a quitter, Jesse. You know, let's see what you do. I hope you do something. And it's not to say that it puts ammo in my gun,
Yeah.
but it definitely, and I'm not even going to use that as like fuel for myself, because I don't want to go stoop to a level like that where I'm not going to assault you like verbally.
Right.
It's, hey, why don't you look at this? This is a good opportunity. This is what happened for me. Why not at least look at it? Instead of having such a closed mind about it. Like, you can call me all the names you want.
Right.
What you say about me isn't going to hurt my feelings, because I know who I am. But a year ago, I would have taken it personally. Now I'm just like, I don't care what you think about me, because I don't report to you. I report to God. I report to my team. I report to myself, and that's all that matters to me. And
Right.
as long as I can serve and continue doing that, that's all that matters. So,
Well, man, this has been a hard-hitting interview, Jesse. This is a good one. So if somebody sees this and they say, hey, I really relate to Jesse, I want to work with him, how could somebody get a hold of you? How do they find you? And give them your information.
you can go on to Instagram. Right now, it's still where I'm at until I hit sales manager.
Just give them your phone number. That's easy enough.
All right, it's 702-830-2340. But if you can find my name too on Instagram, just look for Jesse, Jesse. Last name is Hantla, Hantla _relentless. That's a hierarchy we're working with Josh and
Yes.
Alondra. So
That's awesome. And the best revenge is massive success. And so I know you're not going that way, but that gets me excited.
Oh,
So